South of modern Cairo lies the Saqqara necropolis, a vast burial ground dominated by the famous Step Pyramid. But deep beneath the baking desert sand and the solid limestone bedrock hides a hidden labyrinth of dark, incredibly claustrophobic tunnels. This architectural floor plan, mapped out after French Egyptologist Auguste Mariette rediscovered the site in 1850, shows a sprawling network of subterranean passageways and alcoves. Inside these alcoves sit over 20 monolithic boxes carved from solid granite and basalt, which, as the people standing nearby show, are absolutely massive. Each base weighs roughly 70 tons, topped with a 30-ton lid. Every single one was hollowed out of a solid block of stone. Looking at this map of Egypt highlights the logistical hurdle. The nearest source of this specific granite is the Aswan Quarry, located 500 miles to the south. According to the established historical timeline, the workers who moved and carved these megaliths relied entirely on copper chisels and stone hammers. Extracting a 100-ton block, moving it hundreds of miles, and maneuvering it through narrow underground corridors with Bronze Age tools presents a severe engineering puzzle. We have to ask how they did it, and exactly why. When modern engineers inspect these coffers using precision squares and straight edges, the anomalies multiply. This wireframe diagram illustrates the internal geometry of a typical Serapeum box. The builders carved interior walls that are perfectly flat and strictly parallel along the vertical axis. They also worked the inside corners to exceptionally sharp radii, achieving true 90-degree orthogonal angles. Measurements reveal surface tolerances accurate to within 1 single micron. That is a level of precision that is incredibly difficult to replicate today, even with modern heavy machinery. Craftsmen rarely spend the time and resources to polish a surface to a microscopic tolerance, unless that object needs to function to exact specifications. A perfectly flush lid suggests these boxes were designed to be hermetically sealed. Mainstream archaeology approaches this perfection as the result of specialized kin groups, families of stoneworkers passing down techniques over deep time. Because granite ranks at a 7 on the Mohs hardness scale, making it nearly glass-like, ancient miners likely used fire setting. They would repeatedly heat the bedrock and cool it rapidly with water to induce thermal shock and fracture the stone. To shape the rough blocks, laborers used dolerite pounders, heavy, rounded stones, to painstakingly strike and flatten the granite surfaces, millimeter by millimeter. In this view, the physical perfection of the Serapeum boxes points to the immense patience and discipline of human labor, rather than the use of advanced mechanical machinery. Yet the dark tunnels themselves tell a different story. These winding limestone passageways are completely devoid of soot. The traditional explanation claims these boxes were tombs for the sacred Apis bulls. However, when Mariette opened the primary granite coffers, he found animal bone fragments, but 0 intact bull mummies. This points toward a specific non-funerary function: high-pressure fermentation vessels. This schematic demonstrates the hypothesized chemical reaction. Sealed organic materials ferment, releasing carbon dioxide and building intense pressure. Granite contains up to 55% quartz, so this mechanical stress triggers the piezoelectric effect, generating an electrical charge that ionizes the surrounding air, causing it to glow. If the boxes themselves were generating ambient luminescence, it explains how ancient engineers could navigate the pitch-black tunnels, meticulously installing 100-ton coffers without ever lighting a soot-producing torch. We are left with 2 distinct ways to read the evidence: a testament to the intergenerational mastery of primitive tools, or an ancient application of advanced chemistry and geology. The origin and specific intent of the builders will likely remain a subject of intense debate, but the physical measurements cut directly into the stone are verifiable. Finding modern, machine-level tolerances deep inside a Bronze Age necropolis forces us to reevaluate the intellectual capacity and the engineering reality of our ancestors. The Serapeum stands out as a permanent 100-ton reminder that human history is complex, highly capable, and holds secrets we have yet to understand.